Hi guys, hope you guys are ready. This is my first makeup video. So of course I'm going to tell you everything that I'm going to use step by step. Nothing sponsored. This is all what I bought with my own money. Some of my brushes I don't know the exact numbers that I am. Like Morphe has some numbers. I don't know the numbers, but I do know the brands, so I'll let you know the brands. So first things first is my face is washed and dried. I do look greasy, which is gross. My skin's always like that on my forehead. My hands are of course clean. Make sure your hands are clean, because if you start putting product on with your hands, like primer or lotions or moisturizers or whatever, you're gonna get that nasty shit off your hands onto your face. That's how acne happens. So my number one step after I wash my face is I always moisturize. Normally my nose, down the middle, and around my nostrils and down on my chin gets really, really dry. And then this part of my face is just usually really oily. Right now the thing that I'm loving, that I have, actually I've gotten in an Ipsy bag, which is really crazy because I always get the cutest little things in Ipsy bags. Oh, here it is right here. So I'm using this, it's First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Oat and Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil. It says de-stress, relieve, and nourish. It's for sensitive skin. It's teeny. Come on. It's itty bitty 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 baby. But it's little. So normally what I do, you know, the little dropper. Boom. 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 Teeny tiny little things. And then I put it all over my face. Even though my nose and stuff is the only place that's dry, I want to make sure that I have a good moisturized starting canvas for my face. Okay. Alright. So most people do their face itself first. I always do my eyes first just because I don't like any fallout on my makeup. Yes, there's tips and tricks to do it. Usually if I do my face makeup first, like in the morning, and I don't want to do eyes quite yet, then I'll put a little bit of some setting powder underneath my eyes when I put my eyeshadow on, which is like the main trick. But my go-to right now primer, next step, is the Tarte Double Duty Beauty. It's the base tape. You know, I actually got this from some girl on Facebook for 10 bucks. I was really surprised that she was gonna do $10. Okay, so I do it all over, eyes and everything. Down, down, down. And I love this primer because the biggest thing is it leaves it a little bit tacky. And that's what we want. We want our makeup to stick. We want it to set, you know, tacky. You can kind of see it sticks. I'm just wiping my hands on this little clean towel. So, next step for me is I will conceal my eyes. I have a couple good concealers that I normally use. My one that I'm loving right now, actually somebody told me about this. It's the E.L.F 16-hour camo concealer. It is in light sand. And they said, somebody told me this was a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I've never used the Shape Tape Concealer, but I love it. This has a ginormous little thing on it. So, what I normally do is just put it right on my eyes, up here. And I have a smear here. It's nothing fancy, but I can't see that far away in my camera. So, yeah. Just smear it all over, right? And I have this teeny tiny cute little baby sponge, and that's what I use to set it in. Just dab it. And like I said in my very first video, I don't do my eyebrows, so I kind of just try to keep my makeup off my eyebrows. Boom, boom, boom. And just because I don't like the look of what makeup looks like on my eyebrows, I don't know, I've noticed it looks like cakey and stuff. So sometimes you'll probably see me in this video. I'll go back through with a towel and I'll like wipe my eyebrows off. So there's that, nice and set. Okay, so today I'm going to do a cute little like purple to green, like rainbow looking, kind of like the sunset that is red to orange to yellow, but I'm going to do green to blue to purple. And the first thing I've always noticed is I always start with my darkest color that goes into my crease. The brush that I normally use because I pack in the powder is this. It's an Eco Tools little tiny baby eyeshadow brush. It's little. I love it. It's always my go-to. And right now, for my purple, I'm using the James Charles palette. And I'm going to use the color. Number 1 is Escape. And it's going to be this dark purple color. And that is going to go right here in the corner of my crease. And I just dab it where I want it. And I go up a little bit onto my brow bone. So what I do is a little bit up on the brow bone, and I go around here. So there's that. Yes, it's not blended yet. My next step, I'm using the BH Cosmetics V6 brush, and it's this flat little eyeshadow brush. It's flat and kind of squared off a little bit. This one I got for Christmas also of BH Cosmetics online. And so what I normally do with this brush is I'll pat it right below my brow bone in this corner, and whatever is excess I bring up. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly moving it. It's about to the middle of my eye right now, but I'm slowly moving it over, because what I want to do when I get to the blue color, I want to be able to put that blue in on my lid and mesh it up into the purple to where we don't have any lines. Alright, my very last step to blend colors out onto my lid like I'm doing, I want to put this down a little bit, is I'm using, it's a cute little Tetris like square brush, but it's a little tiny blending brush. It's not very big. I want to put a tiny bit of this dark purple on. Right now, I'm going to use the tiniest bit. You can hardly see it's on there. Okay, guys? Hardly. And I'm starting at my brow bone, and then I'm going to work up. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. But so next step for me is going to be blue. Again, I'm going to use the James Charles palette. The next color I'm going to be using is called Playground. It is this blue right here. So, I love it. It's really pretty. I'm going to use that Eco Tools, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm going to use that brush again and tap it on. And then this time I'm going right here. And I'm just tapping it. I do the tapping on the lid, and not on, and then all the way up to my crease, and not anywhere else, because the thing with that is that's setting in it really dark and really pigmented, and I don't want super bad pigment up here because it's not going to blend very well. I'm going to use, I have this little flat brush, and I like this to use to also pack color in, just because it is flat. It does a bigger surface. So again, I'm going on that spot, and I'm tapping it kind of over the purple too. Then I'm going to use the V6 brush again by BH Cosmetics. And of course I'm cleaning off between colors because we don't want a mixture. Don't suggest blowing your brushes. They say it can get bacteria on it. That's what I do. Okay, now I'm pushing it up onto my eyebrow, or my eye bone right there, you know? Right here where the colors mesh together, I kind of go up and down on that line. Back and forth is going to push too much color, but up and down on that line. Up, up, up. Back with my Tetris brush. Teeny tiny bit. Little bit on my brush. And this I'm going into the purple with. I'm not doing the up and down thing in this part because I don't want it to be up and down. I don't want to push that at all any higher into my eyebrow area. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is go back and forth. I don't like how my mirror is making it look like it's not blended, or like my camera isn't, but it's blended. I do want to put a little bit more pigment on my eyelid because I pushed it out too much. So I got these cute little, like, they kind of look like rose stems, and they're little brushes, but it's a tiny itty bitty little brush. So I use this, sometimes I'll get it wet to do extra bright pigment. I'll use it for glitter when I do a cut crease, or I'll use it for the corner of my eye. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as my last step to pack that blue onto my lid fully again. Ta-da! Okay, next step. What I am going to do is mix that purple and that blue a little bit, like tap into purple, tap into blue, and kind of tap onto that middle line that I have. Now blended. So I'm thinking that I want to do this really, really bright green that's in the corner. It's called Social. Hold on, gotta look at the colors. It's called Social Blade. It's this bright green color. I was going to use this one, but I'm thinking that it's going to be too dark. Since the purple's so dark and the blue is so bright, I didn't want to do dark again. I wanted to do brighter. So I'm going bright, bright, bright. So I'm going to go back in with this little brush. Green. Look like I got nasty. My thorn brush. Anything like this I use for packing. Flat. This one's kind of a little bit... Oop, wrong way, wrong way. Come on, Katrina, get it together. It's a little bit thicker. It's not quite as flat as this pink brush I was using. So I'm going to go in with that Social Blade color. I'm packing it. I'm going to pack this on. And I'm packing it into the corner of my lid. This one, I'm only kind of going up to my crease. Before I was kind of going a little bit up. But since we're so close to the corner of my eye, I don't want to take it too much. Back with the V6 brush by BH Cosmetics. And I'm going in towards the blue. So the blue stops like here, and I'm going in. God, it looks like it's not blended there, and it totally is. And I'm kind of going up close to my eyebrow. So let me show you. So it's really close. So I'm going to go in with this little brush again. Clean it off, put some green on, that green. And I'm going to tap it onto the line of the blue. Okay, and I'm going to go back in with a little bit more blue. I'm so sorry if you guys can't see. I apologize. Okay, so we've got one eye. Okay. Alrighty. Sometimes I will go back through and look, see if anything needs to be blended. But that's pretty much for me. But there's that. Alright, now we're going to go to the bottom of the underneath the eyelid, and I'm going to blow out my underneath. Well, you guys don't know, but I'm back. Well, obviously. So, while I was paused, I totally destroyed this eye, rubbed my eye, forgot I had makeup on. So I redid it, which I'm glad I did because it looks better. And then I ended up doing my left eye also because might as well come back and then just do the bottom and everything. What I'm gonna do is I'll do my face makeup first, and then we'll go from there. Since we already primed our face. Anyways, I decided that I would try the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, which if you're not really into runny, like liquid stuff, I wouldn't use it because it's really runny, which I don't mind. The way I normally put this on, since it is kind of runny, I'll fill it up, hoping, and then I do, woo, that was a little bit much, but I do one on each side, tiny bit on my nose, tiny bit, my chin is going down, okay, and then sometimes you can use a big foundation brush. I don't. I use my dry sponge, well, beauty blender. There's the kind of like see-through looking ones that are like kind of crappy feeling. I don't like those. Mine's really squishy and kind of soft. This is an E.L.F one. I think I got it for $5 at Walmart. But I love it. You want to stay away from the blending you did with the outside of your smoky eye, because like I said, you don't want those weird lines. My chin, and so I do the face like that, and then what I do with my neck, because you know you don't want a line, I'll put a couple drops on here, circle, and then I go down my neck. And then I kind of do this, like down, to kind of, oh man, I'm getting it on my shirt, to kind of blur that line. Under my eyes, I open my mouth because it stretches my skin. And if you have bags like I do, or lines like I do, I do that to flatten that out. Big thing is, make sure you get here, this area here on your face, because if it changes, if it's any kind of like difference at all, it'll be not matching. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the color I have is light ivory. I had a lady tell me her YouTube is Modern Mama, I believe, and I kind of watch her. She's also a makeup enthusiast and a hairdresser, which I love. She lives in Texas though, but she told me this, said this trick is match your concealer or your foundation to your chin right here, and that's worked for me. But see, matches up pretty good. And the nice thing is so I have freckles. You can kind of see a little bit. It doesn't cover up my freckles, so I can still see my freckles because I hate covering them. Okay, so I had to switch to headphones because my fiance is going to be coming in and I don't want a whole bunch of noise to be like in the background. But next step, again, going in with my E.L.F. Like I said before, not a lot under your eyes if you use this kind, just because a little bit does go a long way. So what I do is I'll put it under my eyes. I put it around my nose here because that's one of my drier spots, and I don't want creasing. On my chin, I have a couple little gross spots on my face. A little bit on my nose, just a tiny bit on my nose. And then here. Usually you want to put it where you're going to do lighter colors or highlight. That way it's a little bit lighter as a start. So, again with my beauty blender. This one is flat on one side and then pokey on the other, and I like to use the pokey side in the corner because then that makes it to where it's not getting it on any eyeshadow that I've already put on. So you want to finish blending that. There we are, a little blended. I don't know, you can't really tell too much. For me, it brightens up around my eyes a little bit. Okay, so this step, the baking step, most people will use just straight translucent powder. I use translucent powder and I use powder foundation. So where I put the light color, like where I put my concealer, I'm going to use the powder foundation or the translucent powder, and where I put everything else, I'm going to use my powder foundation. Okay, so what I use for the powder foundation is the Maybelline Fit Me. It's the Set and Smooth, and I am using it in classic ivory, so paper color is what I use. Then I use the E.L.F. Perfect Finish HD powder. It's just translucent powder. It comes in a block, so it's not like loose powder. Okay, so first things first, Fit Me powder. Already hit pan. I don't use a lot of it, but I have this Eco Tools brush that has been happily eaten by my dog when she was a puppy. She's 2 now, but you know. So, use this. I just kind of tap, 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 you know. Well, right now I can't really tap because it's naked in the middle, so it's not going to get anything. And then, this is just going to go all over my face. My thing is, the weird part is right here on the side of my face, it always looks lighter. Even though, I put my foundation all over my face. Yes, this time on this side I did put some concealer this time. But this part I go, you know, like the scream face. So this part for the translucent powder, I use the tip part of my beauty blender. HD powder time. Okay, so just rub it in till it's white. And then this. Perfect. I'm making a line down here, and what I'm doing is, so here's a hollow part, which I watched Modern Mama's video, and she was saying the hollow part right below your bone is where you put bronzer. So that's where I actually normally put bronzer. So right below where I'm going to stop bronzer, because I'm going to mush it up and down a little bit in this area, is where I put the white. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go back through and I'm going to finish up smoking out my bottom lash line. So I'm going to use one of these cute little pink brushes. I have another one of these. This one looks like a little like kind of like a little eyeliner brush. But I love to use this because since it's so flat and kind of pointed, I use it to pack the eyeliner up underneath my eyes before I smoke it out. So I'm going to go back in with that purple that I was using on the crease on the far right side, well, the outside part, the dark area. Here's my mirror that I like to block when you guys want to see. And I'm just tapping it in to fill up the tip. So then I'm going to go starting from the outside corner of my eye. And I'm kind of pushing it up, as you can see, up into the smoky part and then down. So I'm going to kind of line it up to where the purple kind of stops, the blue kind of stops, the green kind of stops. So I'm going to do that on both sides. Okay, now, so it's clean enough. Okay, now with the blue, I kind of go, I'm going to start kind of over that purple line that I put under my eye with the blue. And again, tapping it into the powder, putting it right underneath my eye. You don't want to pull this down too far because then you look like you have a black eye. Don't mind the fiance in the background. He's cleaning. Green I'm putting onto the blue a little bit. And I'm kind of pulling each color a little bit farther forward than need be, because I want to be able to have that in-between line to mush it together. Alright, green. So now it's a solid line, so I'm going to blend it out now. Smoke out the bottom lash line. I am going to go back in though with this one, this little brush that, hold on, let me put down my mirror. This little brush that I was using to pack on the color on the top to put it underneath. And I like to do this to pull a little bit down a little bit more. And then I'm going to take one of my smaller blending brushes and smoke it out. So I'm just packing a little bit more on and pulling that darker down a little bit. Now I'm going to do the blue. And this I'm kind of a little bit trying to blend it, so little tiny back and forth strokes on those lines in between each color. Okay, and then the green. So I'm going to smoke that out a little bit and then move on to the next step. I've been using my little Tetris brush that I really wish I knew the brand because I love this brush. It's so cute. And it's almost kind of squarish at the bottom. So what I normally do is I'll take a little bit of the corner. You know, if you see, let me put my hand behind. If you can see, I just literally put it on the bottom half of this, the purple. Because I'm going to start with the purple again. So I just put it on the bottom half of it. And you don't want too much. And what I'm going in is I'm going to go in with that bottom half. And I'm going to put it onto my eye where the dark kind of ends. And back and forth blending. And make my funny face. Alright. Onto the blue. And again, just putting it... Oh, you can see it better when I do the blue. The blue is bright enough that you can see it on the brush better. So, this way. So it's on the bottom. And I kind of pointed it diagonal to where this corner down here is going more into the powder than the middle. So then it's pretty much like it's darker at the bottom and lighter at the top. So more product at the bottom than the top or the middle. That way that I can start at the bottom part of where the color stops here, and then blend it down. And I'm going to start this on the part of my lash line where the purple touches the blue. You know, when I made my last video and I did this, I was saying how the lighting is great in here, and it is great. But I am slowly deciding that it's not the best. There's a lot of shadowing. So I have found out with this blue that when you try to blend it, which I had a problem on the top too, it kind of disperses too much. So I'm going back in with my little rose stem brush thing, you know, and bringing that down a little bit, like darker with it. Okay. So let me look here like this and make sure I'm looking pretty good. Making one of my other blending brushes, and then just, it's clean. I don't have any product on this. I'm just kind of going like at the very, very end of where I just blended, like way down below my lash line, and going around, kind of blending out this. See how there's kind of like a divot? I don't want that. I want it to blend better, more of like a straight line. So when that happens to me, normally what I do is just take one of my little pointed or flat brushes and just add a little bit of a darker, almost a straight line, but not fully a straight line. Then I'm going to take that brush again. I don't know what the brand is. It's all wore off. But it kind of looks like a Morphe brush. It's just a smaller blending brush. So I'm using this one. It's a little bit more narrow and, yeah, more narrow. It's just as fluffy though. I found that brushes that are softer don't take off the product as bad. If I do blending, but normally I don't put any product on it because I don't want any extra product on it because I don't want to end up giving myself a black eye, but I do want to blend it a little bit. And since it's soft enough, it's not pulling off any of that makeup, because usually when you want to smoke out your lash line or smoke out your eyelid, you do want to have some product on. Okay, so next step. I'm done with the eyes for now. What I am going to do, though, I'm going to go back through and I am going to do a wing. I'm not going to do eyelashes this time because I feel like that's a waste. I'm probably going to just wash this makeup off. It's getting kind of late and I'm going to shower and stuff. So I'm not going to do lashes this time. I'm just going to do mascara. Okay, now I am going to do some bronzer. Okay, the kind of brush I use is called a firma. Is this white brush, and it is fluffy, but it's kind of diagonal. So there's kind of a point, it's diagonal, which I love because point it down. It is number 103. I got this in an Ipsy bag. A lot of my brushes that are the random ones I get in my Ipsy bags, which I love. So I am using What's the Tea. It's TheBalm Cosmetics. It looks like this. It's super cute. It looks like it used to. It got all brown, but you can kind of see it's like a little teacup, which is so funny. I love this brand. They used to sell it at Cosmoprof. It's kind of like the Sally's for professionals, and they used to sell this brand, like all of the brand in Cosmoprof. But come to find out, they stopped selling it. And I just realized in the top there's cute little macaroons up here. Oh. but it says Hot Tea Eyeshadow Mini. It's a warm shade, which works for me. Don't ever, oh my gosh, I learned this. I got muddy one time because I put too much of this on my brush and didn't, start blending right away. I just, and two, I put it on top of my liquid foundation without setting my makeup first. So I'm going to kind of tap my brush in and then tap it. Tap it, tap it. All right, now, here. And I start up and pull down. And then circles. And I kind of mush it up this way, which, oh my gosh, it looks like there's a line. Like I was saying, you find the shallow part. So here's a bone and the shallow part. My bone and the shallow part. Right underneath here is where I start. And I bring it up to here and then I bring it up. Yes, I'm going into where I'm going to put highlight, but I bring it kind of up. I'm trying to keep this white, the translucent powder on because I mush it up a little bit to kind of diffuse that line below below here. It really looks like a line, but it's not, I swear. And I know the other side. See, they're both blended, but this one still looks like a line. Drives me nuts. Okay, forehead. I have a widow's peak, so I kind of makes me look like I have a really high forehead. So, I'm using my little kabuki brush. This is an E.L.F. one too. I think it was like $6. It's really soft. I kind of want a new one because I saw a new one at the store the other day and it was so nice. Like mine's turned kind of pinky. Don't know why. Probably my blush. But now, just gonna get rid of all of that. And you can see it lightened up my face, you know. Blush time. Again, I'm using TheBalm Hot Mama. I love this stuff. It's kind of shimmery. It's a cute little book. They're all books like this. I love it. I have this big fluffy brush. It's about the size of my kabuki, almost. It's an F.A.R.A.H. F.A.R.A., I'm guessing. A F.A.R.A. brush. And it never came with the number on it. But, oh, just kidding. 50F. This is what I use. And I just like kind of couple, that was too much. I wasn't paying attention. A couple of them over. And then just right here. Smile. Here. Apples of your cheeks. That's where you want some color. And I like to go up a little bit, up into here. I saw this thing. Nikki Tutorials did this thing. And she did it over her nose. And like kind of across her forehead. Because she's a white lady like me. Pasty. And to put the color in her face. So that's what I do. I'm just going over with my foundation brush kind of to, it blurs out the color a little bit because you don't want too much. Obviously, you don't don't want to look like a clown unless that's what you're going for. Then hopefully you're not coming to my videos trying to look like a clown, because then that's kind of a diss on me. Okay, so we're done with our face. Well, I'm going to do highlight next, but what I like to do is my next step is I will put setting spray on, just because it kind of helps it make a little bit more tacky. Since I put all that foundation and stuff on top of my primer, I don't want to have to try to fight with all that to try to put my highlighter on. And again, I use cheap stuff. I'm using Nicole Miller New York primer and setting spray. I haven't used it as primer yet. I got this at Ross for probably like 10 bucks. I've only used it as a setting spray, so I am going to use it as a setting spray. So, I shake it up because you want to mix all that up. I keep it about, I don't know, what is that? Like a foot away from my face. But it smells like men's cologne. I don't know why. I didn't know what the smell was when I got it because I didn't open the box. It was in like a concealed box. I couldn't just take the lid off and smell it. Okay, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to keep it away from my face about a foot and spray it a couple of times, as you'll see. Okay, and it's going to be a little bit wet. I wait. Usually I'll take my blow dryer at work or my blow dryer here at home. I don't have it set up right now, and put it on cool and low, and then just kind of, you know, and I've seen Nikki tutorials. She uses a little baby fan. She's had her fiance fan her. So you let that dry. And now my face is set. Crap, this is an Ofra primer or a highlighter. It is broken to crap. I let my niece use my makeup sometimes on me. I usually let her use the cheaper palettes for eyeshadow because she likes to hit pan right away. But she loves highlighter and she loves my blush. So this is the Star Island Ofra highlighter, if you can read that. And it is kind of yellowy. The brush I use is not a normal, I have one of those fan brushes, but I don't really like it. So, this is called slmissglam. I don't know. You can't really read it, but it's in cursive. It looks like this. Super cute. It has little diamonds on it. So, you know, I just go in the pan. Oh, that was too much. Usually, I do the side of it here. Just kind of, you know, like that. And then I'm going to put it obviously here. I put it down my nose on the tip on my Cupid's bow, or what is this called? Cupid's bow. And then up over my eyebrow. And then I'm going to put on the, I'm going to do a different highlighter on the corner of my eyes. Today I'm actually going to use, I'm not going to use highlighter on the corner of my eyes. You'll see what I'm going to use. So, over. And of course, I didn't, when I put all that on my brush, I didn't put it where I like to use it. So I kind of, it looks like I'm going back and forth, but I'm kind of going up and down too. Ooh, look at that bad boy. I love this stuff. And then up over. And the reason why I'm tilting my head like this is so I can see what this is going to look like in the light. And then this side. And usually when I do it to like where my arches in my eyebrows. I do it to about there. That way it's not all the way across my forehead because we don't need that. Down my nose. And this is so hard because the bone in my nose is so, I mean, it's not bad, but it's so prominent that when I do it across it, I have to go like this. Because if not, it's just, you can see just a just solid line. Some people put it here. I don't put it in the corner of my part of my forehead because I have a scar there and I don't want to be like, hey guys, look at my scar, but look at that highlight. I'm not sure how much this highlight is alone, but I love it, and I've probably had it for 2 years, and I mean, it's hit pan, but this out here is still really thick. I got this super cute makeup bed for my fiance a couple years ago, and so it looks like this. It's got some Velcro on the front, a little pocket, but you can pull it out. It's one of those ones that lays flat, and then you take these strings and pull them, Velcro it closed, and then you pull these things down and tie it, and it stays closed. And I love it because it only makes it this big. Okay guys, time for mascara and lips, and then we're done. The mascara that I use is the Lash Stiletto by Maybelline. Trick to your mascara, if it's starting to clump up, if you take contact solution, put a couple drops in. You know, they say not to go in and out because it does bacteria in there, which can be true, which I totally just did that like 4 times. But you put it in there, and normally that's what I do. And then this warms it up. Or I do very black, that's the color. And I do not use waterproof mascara just because I don't like waterproof mascara. I hate fighting my mascara to take it off. So, in mascara time. Which most of you know how to put mascara on, but blink it, you know, blink into it. Normally I don't curl my eyelashes. This thing is the corner of my eye. I go this way toward. Makes your eyes look bigger. But I also kind of shake it up, and then I'll go through the tips of my eyelashes to get those teeny tiny tips. It makes it look a little bit longer. That's how I normally put my mascara on. Oh my gosh, I cannot see this eye. I gotta turn. Sometimes I'll go down on the top, like go down the top part of my lashes and not just the underneath. Because sometimes you get eyeshadow on the top of them, and I'll go through, which I didn't show this, but I'll go through and like with my finger and do that. Or I'll take one of those little wand things, just a wand without anything on it, and brush it through. Because one, that'll put my eyelashes out a little bit, and 2, that also gets any excess powder, especially when I'm doing like a cut crease, because I'll really pile on that glitter or shimmer eyeshadow or whatever bright color, and it'll drop on my tops of my eyelashes. So I will go down the top of them, but the thing with that is you don't want to push too hard. Because what I've learned is if you push too hard, it will clump up your eyelashes. The corners, I'll blink and push up kind of hard. Not too hard. You don't want to get mascara on the top of your eyeshadow, which something I learned from a beauty guru, Miss Jeffree Star, or Mr. the Queen of Queens. I learned from Jeffree Star that if you wait till it fully dries and then take a little Q-tip, don't get it wet, nothing, it just comes off. Boop, just comes off. I'm not going to finish my bottom lashes because I forgot a step. Why'd you guys let me do that? Why'd you let me forget a step? You guys are supposed to be here to have my back. just starting out and you guys already don't have my back. Want a Fanta? Let me know in the comments if you actually got that quote. If not, then she's too young for you, bro. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight underneath my brow bone, and I'm going to use my little Tetris brush. I'm using a fluffier brush because I don't want to mess up that blend line that I did. So, oh, it wasn't enough. A little bit in my brush, and I'm just going to go literally right underneath my brow bone. So sometimes I will use this brush, oh, geez, this one, the little teeny tiny tipped one. Sometimes I'll use that and just kiss him on the tip and just make a line right underneath it. And the only reason why I do that sometimes, which I'm doing it now to show you guys, but the only reason why I do that, and I will go from, not here, but, so I go from about here over all the way down. And then, you know, here all the way down. So I'll do that line, and then I'll take a little fluffy brush, put a teeny tiny bit on, and then kind of blend it out. And yes, I'm blending all the way to here. That is just because I don't want a line. So, and what I'm gonna do for the sake of the video, sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I don't do it. I'll take a tiny bit of those colors that I had been using and go back through and kind of mush it back up a little bit. Teeny tiny itty bitty baby bit, itty bitty, you can hardly see it. The thing is I did this in the wrong order. So usually I do it before I put my setting powder on my highlight, or like right when I put my highlight on. Sometimes I'll do it before I take off my baking, just because I don't want to get the fallout, but I'm literally using the least amount that there's not even any fallout. So I'm also going to do the corner of my eye while I'm at it. And today I'm not going to do a highlight like I said. I'm going to use this bright yellow color, which I want to just continue the rainbow thing that I'm going on with. That color is B in, again, the James Charles palette. And I'm just putting this right here on the corner of my eye. And so I put it in, tapped it a couple times. That's too much. And now I'm tapping it on the corner of my eye. If you feel like sometimes I think I'll get it in my eye, because look how cute that is. And I feel like it finishes off the rainbow theme. Close your eye and put it on the corner. Kind of look at where you want to put it and then close your eye so you don't overly put it. And then tap it out, tap it out. Okay, back to what I was doing with my mascara. Bottom lashes, shake, back and forth. It gets all of those without clumping them. And the last step I normally do is I'll go bottom lashes and go, let's see if I can get close enough. Yep, there we go, underneath the eye. Okay, so yes, if you can see, I did get it underneath my eye on my eyeshadow, which I'm really kind of glad that I did that, because then I can show you guys that trick I was talking about, that Jeffree Star was talking about. But while that's drying, you have to let it fully dry, because if you don't, then you're not going to get anywhere. It's just going to smear, and don't get it wet, because I have gotten it off multiple times when I've gotten it on myself, that to where you let it dry completely, you can just rub it right off. It doesn't mess up your makeup. Okay, so I'm using the Wet n Wild liquid catsuit lipstick. It's liquid lipstick. I love it. It's matte. The color that I'm using today is Toffee Talk. It is 972A. Would you just... My camera won't do it. So, I'm using this, and it's like a pretty, it's like a mauve color. And I found this stuff lasts forever, all day. I can eat, and you kind of get, I don't know if you've ever heard of butthole lips, but you'll see it right now. Watch. You see how the inside is still pink and the outside is the color? They're called butthole lips. Gosh, it was Sophia. Oh man, I can't pronounce her last name. She just got married, but she was doing a video with Simply Nailogical, and they were talking about butthole lips. And I'm like, what are they talking about? So, lipstick time. I do not use lip liner when I use liquid lipstick. And I normally wear liquid lipstick. I'm not a fan of glossy stuff. My hair gets stuck in it and it's sticky. And I don't like how it doesn't last. So, I love liquid lipstick. I love matte liquid lipsticks. Wet n Wild is my go-to. It's like $4 something for these, and they last forever. So, I start at the top, and I just do down the middle, and then pull it down. And then I'm done. No. Then I go like this. If I mess up on my lips, I start at the bottom and push in. Okay. Q-tips. I know they make the ones that are pointed, which are usually for makeup, but literally what I'm going to do is just, boom, brush it right off. And it's gone. And I didn't ruin my makeup. We are done. And if you guys in the comments, if I went too fast or if I'm not explaining, I'm trying to get lipstick on my hand. If I'm not explaining in depth enough for you, please tell me in the comments. I don't want to go too fast. And I don't want to be not detailed enough. But any extra questions, comment. I will put in the description the products that I used today so you don't have to go back. And my Insta then again. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and like, subscribe, send people over so I can get more viewers. I want to show people, I want to help people, but I really hope that I can help other people out, and I'm not just sitting here talking to myself in my house. So thank you again for watching. Turn on that notification bell and you'll see. I'm hoping that I will start getting videos out, hopefully making them Sundays and Tuesdays and getting them out that night, maybe Wednesday morning or Monday morning when I'm like getting ready for work or whatever. But I still have to edit them and stuff. And again, if you guys have any challenges that you want me to do or anything like that, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and DM me on Instagram if you try this and I want to see. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.